This probably won't be a long video. This is probably going to be very short. There's reasons why the Green Bay Packers will probably be third because Detroit sucks. If I was being realistic, Green Bay should be last, but Detroit sucks that badly. So I predicted at best they'll go 4-12. At my prediction, they'll probably have 2 wins and they'll probably be against Green Bay, and they'll sweep Green Bay, and that'll probably be embarrassing. So, out of the off-season moves I've seen from the Packers, I don't really condone off-season moves, but I have to say the reason why the Packers will probably they will. I'm not going to give you a number, but it's under 10 wins. All right, I ain't going to give you a number, but it's under 10 wins. And I already told Minnie that he's going in the firing range when it's all said and done. So, their replacement to Martinez was Christian Kirksey, a guy from the Browns. The guy that can't stay healthy for a season. That is your guy. That's your guy to replace Martinez. I know Martinez might not be the best, but you have to admit Martinez can stay healthy for the season. Yeah, Martinez ain't the best one, but it won't make if he doesn't stay healthy, this will turn out as a terrible signing. Then I don't know who they replace Balaga with, but I think it's like Rick Ranner from the Lions, and they made their O line worse. Out of like 1 or 2 great O line, one of them that they drafted is going to be great. And adding Devin Funchess, they needed a wide receiver regardless of what you need. Lazar is great, but he doesn't have a number. He can't be a number 2. Okay, they needed a wide receiver. They got rid of Graham, which I don't really think they should have got rid of Graham. Here's the thing. I saw a video about why Jimmy Graham wasn't looking like what he used to be. It's because the Packers didn't use him well. Because they thought Jimmy Graham could be that tight end, the George Kittle tight end. He's usually a red zone tight end for a reason. And he has that upper body strength of like he played basketball and he can get a rebound. He played center for a reason. And they didn't mostly go to him this season. Yeah, I know he's 33 and he's got kind of getting old, but he's not that old. And plus, it doesn't matter if he's doubled, tripled, he's going to catch that. He's going to catch that. They got rid of Graham. They did not even... Allison is their probably only tight end that's great. The rest, I don't know. Stumberger, I don't know. The tight end that they just drafted probably won't start. The wide receiver core probably will be Devontae, Funchess, Lazar. The reason why Funchess will probably be number 2 is because he has more experience than Lazar. Lazar is undrafted for a reason. But here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers got an extension a 4-year extension. He wants to play until he's 40, but this is what I have a problem. Why do you take a quarterback? Why do you trade up to get a quarterback when you have significant needs on the roster, like drafting a position that you need? They could have gotten a guard we gotta stop Khalil Mack. We gotta stop Anthony Barr we gotta stop these people from getting to our quarterback. And I'm gonna put if I was the GM, I would put the quarterback in the Bills. If he had like 2 years on his deal, then it makes sense to draft a successor. But it doesn't make sense. Then drafting a running back, which they didn't need a running back. I'm being honest, they didn't need a running back. Aaron Jones had a breakout season, and you draft a successor too. Then you draft a tight end, which again that you did need, but I didn't like the pick. But he's probably not going to start. Just saying. and he was predicted to go in the 6th round. How are you going to replace? How are you going to? Who's your backup just in case Blake Martin? Not Blake. Just Christian Kirksey gets injured. Okay, he can't stay healthy. Bottom line. If I had a gun pointed at my head and says you can either have Martinez or you can have Christian Kirksey, I have a gun pointed to my head. These players are going to get paid $40 million guaranteed for the next 4 years. I'm choosing Blake Martinez. Packers fans, don't lie to me. Okay, Kirksey might be better when he's healthy, but whenever, can you really trust him to stay healthy? This is why I try to tell Eagles fans with Carson Wentz. Because I tell them to trade Carson Wentz because you can't really trust him to stay healthy for the season. They should have kept Nick Foles. This is why I try to tell Eagles fans that Carson Wentz isn't the answer because he can't stay healthy, and he's been trash, and he hasn't been the same since his MVP season, I'm just gonna say. So, yeah. Also, I don't really think that the Balaga situation is gonna affect. It's going to affect them. Trust me, it's going to affect them. They're gonna miss him. Okay. We gotta stop Dalvin Cook, man. They couldn't stop the run. Okay? How are they gonna stop Dalvin Cook? Explain to me. How are they gonna stop all the running backs that they face? If they can't stop Raheem Mostert and Jimmy G didn't do crap that game, how do you think they're going to stop the next run? Explain that. Green Bay had one of the worst off seasons I have ever seen. Meanwhile, when we look at the Bears, they got a quarterback to potentially push Trubinsky to light a fire under him. They upgraded the defense because Akeem Hicks was out, Leonard Floyd wasn't doing shit. They got Robert Quinn. They re-signed Trevathan, which I know that's a risky move, but Kwiatkowski was demanding a lot of money for just one great year. Then they lost Clinton Dix, but they replaced him with Travis Gibson, and he was a part of that great Jacksonville defense. Then they got rid of Gabriel. He was out with a lot of concussions. Then they got rid of Anukamura and drafted Jalen Johnson. Then at tight end they got Graham, Clement, and Demetrius Harris, and they cut. Here's the thing. Before you say the Bears have 10 tight ends, I believe they have 7 right now. But it's good for one reason, because to have better trade value for next draft. We're probably going to trade Adam Shaheen to the Texans. We're probably going to trade him to... We'll probably trade him to Green Bay for... We'll trade him to Green Bay for Allison. How about that? No. We'll probably... How about we give him for Adrian Amos? Yeah. Okay. Okay, enough joke. We're going to probably trade Adam Shaheen for a 2nd round pick. Then we're probably going to trade Ben Brodiker. And we're most likely going to have either 4 or 5 tight ends in total. 2 will go over practice squad, and the rest are going to start. But the tight end issue is going to be a problem when it comes to training camp. Most of them are not even going to make the main roster, and one of them's on training block too. But I don't really know what people are talking about. The Bears have 10 tight ends. Look at our tight ends right now. Jimmy Graham's arguably the greatest one of them all. But the Bears are better. The Bears had a better offseason than the Packers. There was some great moves that they made, and Green Bay didn't get better. If the Green Bay Packers got better, I'll actually admit that they did get better. It's a win. Every situation with the Packers, I believe I said it before, Aaron Rodgers tanked the season to get McCarthy fired. Everybody's saying that Aaron Rodgers played on one good leg, which I don't believe. If he had one good leg, then why didn't the Packers organization realize it? Yeah, that's right. because he tanked that bad last year to get McCarthy fired. Now that LaFleur is coming in, he looked garbage under LaFleur. The Green Bay, the Packers are not coached well. They played better under Mike McCarthy than they do under Matt LaFleur right now. Because if you look at Aaron Rodgers' weapons from the past under Mike McCarthy, he had Cobb, Adams. He had tight end help. I know he had Jared Cook, and he had a great defense like Clay Matthews, Preston Smith, and all those great guys, and he had Ha Clinton Dix. So the mostly part that the Packers did have a dominant threat, but couldn't just do the playoffs. But let's explain how he got the 2010 Super Bowl win. Matt Ryan's a choke artist. The Giants didn't make the playoffs this year thanks to the Sean Jackson, and Jay Cutler got hurt and was riding a bicycle. And the Packers go up against an unhealthy, unprepared Steelers team, so Aaron Rodgers gets this fluke ring and he hasn't been back since. You can't call Peyton a disappointment though, because yeah, Peyton did lose in the first round, but you can't call Peyton disappointment because he went to 4 Super Bowls and won 2. You can't, even though Big Ben's kind of a disappointing quarterback besides Aaron Rodgers, those two are probably the most disappointing quarterbacks and overrated. Even though Big Ben's been to 3 Super Bowls and won 2, Big Ben should have won more Super Bowls, like with Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Brown. He just did nothing with it. Whenever Aaron Rodgers loses in the playoffs, it's always to good teams, but when Big Ben loses in the playoffs, it's to Blake Bortles at home. He lost to Joe Flacco. He lost to. Didn't he lose to Mark Sanchez? I don't remember. But he also got blown out by Brady. Like he lost to Brady like so many times that season. No, not that season. In playoffs. But I just explained why the Packers are probably going to have under 10 wins, and when they do, well, I'm just gonna. I already told Minnie I'm lining him up already, and and let's say if the Packers do or go over 10 wins, I'm probably gonna have to eat shit for that, but they will probably have to win the Super Bowl, which I'm gonna have to eat more shit then. But that's it. That's all. Subscribe to the unit and bear down and FTP.